So in this video I'm going to show you how to update the firmware on the retro games The Spectrum. It's not like the 1980s where as a kid I used to spend hours and hours on the Spectrum. After it was released and I plugged it in and played for a short while, it's been sat in its box since. And in that time there's been a couple of updates. So let's get the firmware up to date. So first you'll just want to be on the Retro Games website. So I've just typed in Retro Games The Spectrum into my browser. Then click on the support tab in the top right, and then it's the third option down on the Spectrum support page, which is update the Spectrum firmware. At this point it's really worth reading through what there is there on the page just to make sure that everything's in order. So in terms of the formatting on the USB stick that you're going to be using, it needs to be FAT32, and they recommend going for a stick that's less than 32 gigs, just so there's no issues there. The power supply that's currently powering your Spectrum should be 2 amps. The last thing you want is for your Spectrum to die or something like that halfway through the update, because it's going to corrupt all the software on it, so just be careful of that. And with each update it will also give you a brief overview of what's included in that update. And this is a quick overview of how we'll be applying the update. It'll be covered off over in the video, but if you want to check back and reference this, you can pause the video on this screen, just making sure that everything's in the right order and you're doing everything correctly. So let's go ahead and let's start the download of this file. So pressing on the download button takes you to another page, a black page, where it says no preview available. You need to press the download button on that page too. So your computer will ask you where you want to download it. In this video we're going to be downloading it straight onto our desktop, and that should download a little file onto your desktop, something like the Spectrum Mini upgrade, and in whichever version of the installation you're downloading. And the file type should be an RUP file. So if you've got an RUP file, then you're looking good. So now it's time to plug in our USB stick, and then we're going to simply click on the USB stick icon, open that up and drag and drop that RUP file across onto the stick. So that's the file on the stick. All we need to do now is to plug it into the Spectrum. It needs to go into the USB port nearest to the HDMI. So let's insert that, and then let's get the Spectrum powered up. And then we need to get into the menu, so let's press the spacebar for the options. And let's go for advanced options. And then we are looking for system information, which is the fourth option down. And then when we do get into system information, it tells us the current build up at the top, and then it also gives the option of a new firmware version found. Do you want to apply this update? So then you just want to be flipping over to the right hand side and then pressing update. And if you've done everything correctly, it should start installing that update. Now it will restart at some point as well, which is normal, and it's at this point in the video where I'm just going to speed that up a little bit just to save a bit of time. And what I've also done is I've also gone back into the system just to make sure that that update's updated successfully. So let me know your thoughts on the Spectrum in general. Are you using it as much as what you thought you would, or are you like me where you're just not getting the time to use it like you thought you'd be using it? Let me know what games you've downloaded for it too. If you like the video, please give it a like and please subscribe to the channel.